Jane Pauley Community Health Center has partnered with Cradle Indy to equip families with everything that they need to know about safe sleep practices. SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome. It occurs in children under the age of 1, typically if families are using unsafe sleep practices such as having pillows or blankets or too many toys in a child's crib, and it can cause suffocation and lead to death.
So there's some basics for safe sleep that parents can practice, the ABCs, and that stands for alone, always on their back, and in a crib. And there are no blankets, crib bumpers, and no stuffed animals in the crib with a baby.
When it comes to the do's and don'ts of safe sleep, you do want to have your baby in the room with you. You do want to put them in the bed alone with no covers, no blankets. You do want to make sure that their temperature is regulated. You want to make sure that they're not too hot or too cold. You don't want to put them in the bed with blankets. You don't want to put them in the bed with pillows or have decorations around the crib. And you don't want to leave a baby sleep alone in a room, especially under the age of 6 months.
Keeping babies at the right temperature is something parents struggle with. They always assume that they need more covers and more blankets than the parents do. And so what I always tell parents is, you really, if you're warm with what you're wearing, then your baby's gonna be warm with that same amount. So making sure that the baby's not overheated is actually very important. If the room is cool, you can always use something like a sleep sack. You can swaddle them up to 4 months of age, but you don't wanna use a loose blanket.
Of the incidence of SIDS in infants in the state of Indiana, over 50% of those deaths are due to infants who shared the bed with at least one parent. So that's why it's extremely critical to avoid bed sharing. We recommend that babies sleep in the same room with their parent in the first couple of months in their own individual space. Next to the bed is very appropriate, but it still has to be a separate, safe space for the baby to sleep, but not in the bed with the parent.
So I know in a lot of other cultures, the norm can be having your child co-sleep and stay in the bed with you, but I think it's important that you talk about the education behind safe sleep and share why it's important. And at the end of the day, parents care about their children, and you want to let them know that you care about your child just as much as they do, and let them know that you promoting safe sleep is you just wanting to make sure that their child is safe and lives to see another day.
If you don't have a traditional bassinet, a pack and play, a crib, and you need an alternative place for your baby to sleep, we recommend any solid surface that's safely on the ground or in a stable location where there's not a risk of the baby rolling over or rolling out of the container. And when I say container, I mean things like a safe, sturdy cardboard box, a laundry basket, a dresser drawer that's on the floor so that the baby can have a soft place to sleep.
For those in need of a pack and play or a crib, they can contact their local health department, they can contact safesleep.org, or they can contact their pediatrician and see what resources are available to them. For those whose providers are in Marion County, there is a program called the Babe Store, where going to the doctor gives you babe coupons, and you can use those babe coupons to get a pack and play from the Babe Store.
Safe sleep can be challenging. You know, you've got babies that sleep better when they're in the bed with you. You've got babies that sleep better when they're on their bellies. But in the end, your baby's safety is the most important thing, and so very important to abide by the ABCs, have them alone, on their back, in a crib, even if it seems like it's the tougher thing to do at that time. But in the long run, it's the safest thing for your baby.
For more information, check out the resources on this screen and visit us at janepauleychc.org.